Hi, I'm Steve Sandler, Director of Picotest. Today I'm happy to show off our latest 2000 amp evaluation board. It's kind of a representation for data center and I/O, and what we're really showing is the capability to do ASIC emulation at 2000 amps. And what that means is that engineers are faced with having to design boards for chips that aren't going to be available for maybe 2 or 3 years yet. And while their major concerns are crosstalk, it's for very high current boards. And so what we've introduced in order to support the engineers in this effort is we've introduced gallium nitride load emulators doing transient load step simulations. And in those transient load steppers, we can do up to 2000 amps in 1 nanosecond, and we can emulate almost any waveform in 11 bits and 50 megasamples per second. So this board is, it's a Picotest evaluation board that presents a 2000 amp power supply. This is kind of consistent with a modern GPU board, maybe like from NVIDIA, and a 75 millimeter socket area that represents the GPU. The goal that they had for Picotest was to build a high-speed emulator that could emulate the dynamic currents of an ASIC, and they use this for the performance of thermal testing. They use this to evaluate crosstalk. They use it to evaluate dynamic response. This is made up of 264 gallium nitride load switches, phase arrays, fan-out controllers, up through an 11-bit digital controller bus that connects to a DS-PIC controller on the back of the board that actually runs all of this at 50 megasamples per second. And here we're monitoring it on a Tech MSO6 series oscilloscope. We just have a demo pattern here, but you can see that we can emulate exponential rise and fall, linear rise and fall. We can do sine waves of all different frequencies. We can even do emulation of Gaussian white noise. That is Gaussian white noise up to 20 megahertz at 50 megasamples per second and 2000 amps.